here are coordinated at different angles, like 35 degree, 45 degree, 55 degree angles. So I'm going to set it at a 45 degree angle. And I have them all set that way.
Okay.
So then I extend it out more and more. You see how big that becomes?
Yeah.
And now I got one more panel to open up. I'm going to pull the leg out back here. Can I get one? Can you come around and help me out, please? Thank you. Kind of hold it. Hold it. I can hold the leg out like that. There you go. And then put this other leg out and put this panel back.
You weak?
You really don't need one of those things.
But I know.
Now, this is the way it's set up. Now it has these grommets on it where you can actually hang it. So you can, if you want to hang it up against the wall or something like that, you can do it too. But in this case, we're using a kickstand. You got a positive and a negative cable here. This is an extension cable, but I don't need that right now. So, oh, I do need this. So the panel already comes with two built in. And so you need another one for this unit here. Now this end of this cable,
No, that's the generator. So that's
it's going to plug into the back of the generator here. So you flip this up, and this cable here plugs right into here, like that. Just like that. Now, on the back, you see there are 6 ports that you can plug any kind of electronic device in. To activate any one of these ports, you press this button here, and it turns green. But it won't work right now. But if on the back side,
This is
turn it
a
over,
different solar
and
thing.
you press the power button here to turn it on.
Does this one make a lot of noise? Like
It'll be, no, it doesn't make noise. It's very quiet. Well, it makes a little bit of noise with the fan when it's really going, but it's very quiet. So you turn the power on, it beeps. Then if you want to activate these USB ports here, you turn this, push that button there, it beeps again. You probably can't see from where you are, from where you're standing, but you'll see like it says 99%. And over here it talks about how much input you're going to get and how much output is given. All right. So now I want to plug. Now we know that's on is working. I'm going to plug this part into these cables into this. And so you just plug negative.
Now is all this so separate? Are the cables so separate from the generator?
The cable for this comes with it. This comes with the cable. So this one comes with this cable.
Okay.
And this one comes with this cable.
That cable. Okay.
But you may get a device like this that doesn't come with cables, and you have to buy your separate cable. So, but right now, when you buy these two particular products, they come just as they are with the cables
What's the
inside of
brand
them.
name? Oh, you just say, is Eddie with the brand name for that one too?
No, this is EcoFlow.
EcoFlow?
If I tip it this way and that way,
EcoFlow.
you see the name this is EcoFlow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many watts do you get from this?
So now
2000.
this particular model here is 2,000 watts. And when I say 2,000 watts, that means it generates 2,000 watts of power. Now, they come in different capacities, meaning different wattage capacities. And so you can get 5,000 watts, or you can get 2,000 watts, you can get 500 watts. It depends on what you want to charge. What items do you want to power up in your home? This, I wouldn't go, for me personally, I wouldn't go any lower than a 2,000 watt power my home, just because I know it's going to take a little bit. But this is a 120 watt, what do you call it? 120 volt generator. Now, to run a well, which is what I need because I have a well at my house, this would not run that. This would run everything else in the house. It's 120 volts, which is my lights, my refrigerator, my washer, not the dryer, but my washer, my stove. That's propane, but it has an electric starter to kind of click to get the propane to ignite. And then all the outlets in my home as well, because I actually have a box called a transfer switch that I can plug this into. I'm not going to get into that now because, you know, I don't have that whole setup here to show you, but there is a way to tie this into your home and then have all the outlets and everything powered by this.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, you can do that, and I can show you that offline because I can't really show it to you now. I have pictures on my phone where I did it at home, and I can show those pictures to you. I think I showed it to some people earlier, but for video's sake and everything, we have to just stick with what we have here. So, but right now, if you didn't want to tie this into your home, but you still want to power things in your home, you can still have this. It's on right now. I told you I pressed this gray button here to activate these ports. Well, on the back side of it, if you wanted to activate these ports to plug in appliances, press that button, and now you can plug some kind of appliance like your laptop, a blender, your refrigerator, something directly into it. So you don't have to have this directly tied to your home. You can just sit like this, and you can get extension cords and run it to different appliances that you want to run it to. So it operates that way. So that's why I say I like portability. Say that a hurricane is coming, or in this area maybe a tornado or whatever, you got to evacuate or whatever. So now I can take this with me along with my portable solar panel, and wherever I go, I haven't left thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, whatever, in my house that I can't use when I leave. This I can take and go with me everywhere.
Okay.
I can put it in the trunk of my car. I can fold that up. That's what you call a semi-portable panel, meaning that it's a little heavy. Some of you tried to lift it, and it's a little heavy, but it is what I call semi-portable. You can put it in your car, and you can go. You can put this in your car, and you can go. Once you have the cable, now you can go wherever you want to. It's good for RVs. It's good for camping. It's good for your home. It's good for wherever.
Okay, so practically speaking, you have the panels outside
Right.
getting charged by the sun.
Right?
The generator is outside with the panels.
No. Well, in this case, yes, because we have a short cable, and I'm doing it for demonstration purposes.
But it
And
would be inside.
if you're camping and everything, it's outside unless you will have a long cable. Like say I have a long version. You can probably hear it now. Hear the fan running?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's about as loud as it's going to get.
Okay.
But you can get an extension of this in different lengths so that you can connect one end of the extension cable to this panel and this cable, and the other end to this.
Watch it, yeah, watch it. I tell you, I don't know. Watch it these ways, man.
We're going to pray. Keep it moving. So anyway, you get an extension cable to plug in between these two, between this one and this one. And it could be whatever length you want. Like the cable that I have that plugs in between these two,
Right.
I have a 100-foot cable. That
100
cable,
foot?
100 foot, because from where it is in my house to where I have it now, where I have it positioned now, is 100 feet.
Okay.
But now I'm going to reposition it in my yard. Say like from inside the house is plugged in, and I run the cable from inside the house out here, and I have it plugged in right here. My panels are right here. That's 100 feet. But if I wanted to put it back there where that tree is, kind of out of the way.
You mean your panels?
Yes.
Okay.
Not that one, but I mean the permanent panels that I have at home.
Okay.
This is the portable panel.
Right.
But I'm showing you this to show you how the real system at home works. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's just that if the panels at home, this represents the panels at home.
But
This
at
sit out.
home, you have it hooked up to another panel, a permanent panel.
So at home, yes. At home I have not, it doesn't look like this. The panels don't look like this at all.
Right.
They're rigid and they're hard and they're made out of glass.
Yeah.
And they're about this wide and about this tall.
Yeah.
So they're totally different panels from this.
Yeah.
But this represents those panels. This is a portable version of those panels.
Yeah.
So when I show you this here, out here, how this is working, this is how it will work in your house. Meaning that these panels represent the big panels sitting out in your yard, way off in the corner someplace.
Yeah.
And then you have a cable like this.
So you have to have a pretty long cable because you got to reach the generator.
That's right.
That's in the house.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you know, some people will leave it running out across the yard. And I guess, you know, for some people I guess that's fine depending on your yard, but you got to cut the grass.
Yeah.
And
You can bury the cable.
you can bury the cable, and that's what I plan on doing.
That's
But my system right now isn't like that because I have to, I need to move it someplace else, and I'm trying to get these brackets to hold my panels in place, so I'm trying to wait for that to come. But anyway, so I want to put my panels a little bit further away from the house
Yeah.
because I want to have a greenhouse.
Okay.
And I want to bury the cable in the ground so that I can set my greenhouse next to my panels. Because I got a specific place I want my panels, in a specific place in my yard I want to put the greenhouse. But I want they're all on that one side of the yard. And I have to cut the grass, so I want it to be buried in the ground so I don't have to be running over, got to disconnect it every time I want to cut the grass and that kind of thing.
Right.
So I want to put it in PVC conduit, bury it in the ground, run it over to where I want it to be permanently, those permanent fixed panels, and then I'm fine from now on. But you can order on Amazon those extra extension cables. Okay. Was a brother that had something to plug in? Because I wanted to show you, if possible, I wanted to show you how plugging something in, you could see the drawing.
Here you go, brother.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. I need this part here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Okay. So now, you probably can't see it standing way back there, but I'm going to sit this here. I'll sit this here. I'm going to plug this into here.
Now, what's that you're plugging in? Is that
This is a power bank.
power bank?
Yeah, it's like a little portable power bank. You can plug up your cell phone. This belongs to the brother behind the camera there.
Okay.
You want to charge it up, and I wanted to show you how it charges.
Oh, okay.
So I have it plugged in here. If you were to come closer, you can see that it's charging. And that's above is how many watts it is outputting. And that's about how long it can charge, how long it takes. This is a percentage of the battery itself. And if you plugged another device into it, that number would drop. So, but that's what we're powering your home. Again, if you want to, it will power your refrigerator, but it'll only power it for a few hours, depending on how many watts your refrigerator takes to charge or to run. You can plug your refrigerator in it. If you have a smaller refrigerator, obviously it's going to be draw less of a power on it, so the battery in this will last longer, but it only lasts a few hours. So even though this will run your whole house, well, most of your house, you want to buy extra batteries to run it for a longer period of time. The more batteries you have, the longer it'll run. The more power, the longer it'll power everything up without recharging it from the solar. But if it does only charge for a few hours, you know it'll run at nighttime when there is no sun.
Yeah.
And then the next day, you plug it in, or you get to leave it set up like that.
Yeah.
So when the sun comes up, this will automatically kick in and start charging. So the way it is at home, if I've got this set up like it is now, I leave everything plugged in. My solar panels are outside. This is inside. The sun goes down, it stops charging. Next morning, the sun comes up, it automatically kicks in because now the panels are getting power.
Yeah.
And it's feeding this. This turns on, it starts charging automatically. As long as everything's plugged in. I can disconnect it because maybe there's a electrical storm coming in. I don't want to. I'm not going to strike it or something, So I disconnect it and let it sit. But I wanted to show you all this practical version of it.
Right.
So this is like, again, this would represent the big panels out in your yard.
Yeah.
But also, this is for like if you have to leave your home, or if you have an RV, you're camping, or whatever, you can take it with you. Take this with you, you can take that with you with the cables, you're good to go.
What's the cost of that, though? Those two together,
it depends on the version that you buy. This 2,000 watt version of EcoFlow, I think I paid like $1,600 for it. But they kind of like 500 watt version, where you may pay $700, or you may pay less than that, maybe $400 or $500. It just depends on what version you buy, because you don't have to buy this version. And again, it depends on what you can afford and what you need to power. And if you remember this, if you want to know, well, how much does it take to power a home? It's not about the home itself, and it's not about the size. Some people ask about the square footage and all of that. It's not about any of that. It's about how much power does each thing that you want to run in your house take. If you have a refrigerator, there's a panel on the back of your refrigerator that tells you how much power it takes.
Yeah.
If you have a microwave, if you have a toaster, whatever electronic device it is you have in your home, it tells you on the back or on the bottom someplace how much power, how much wattage it takes to run that device. So you look at all the different devices that you have to run, you look at the back or the bottom of it to find out the wattage for that device, you write it down, and now you got a list of the different things in your house that you want to power, that you want to run. Then you add all those up, and you come up with a total of how much it takes to, how much of a system it's going to take to charge, to run those things. Having said that, I wouldn't just buy what I needed. I would buy more, maybe double of what I think I'm going to need, because you never know the situation. And then also, certain items have a surge, so when you turn them on, like a blender, it might, it has a surge, so when you first turn it on, it takes power to get that motor running. Same thing with my well. The well, the well pump, just to get it up and running, the surge that kicks in. Once the motor's up and running, the surge drops, and it drops to a lower level. But you have to buy a system that's powerful enough to handle those surges initially. That's why I say when you figure out how much power you need, then you double that, then you know that you got enough power to handle even those surges. Okay, now brother, you had a question? All right, sure.
So if your appliances come up to like 2,000, you probably want to get a 4,000 wattage.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, if you use about 2,000 watts, 4,000 is good. Yeah, but then also remember, it's not just about how much power you need; it's how long do you want to power the things that you want it to run. Because like this will power things up. But but if I'm running all this stuff, it's not going to last that long.
Right.
If the longer I want it to last, I have to buy more batteries. So where the price really comes into play is when you buy those extra batteries. I mean, initially that's kind of a big chunk. When I say a big chunk, at least it's not 50 and 60,000. I think depending on the house and your need. If you have a well, let's just say maybe $5,000. And the reason why I say that is because not with this unit, because this unit is a cheaper version, but the unit that I have to run my house, if you buy it from the company, it's like $3,500. So, but you might be able to get it at a discount, but I got mine at a discount. But then you got to buy one or two extra batteries to run it the length of time you want it. Then you have to buy the solar panel.
Right.
Now this solar panel costs one thing. Now the solar panels I bought at home, I think I paid like about $175 per panel. And they're like the ones I bought recently are 580 watt panels, but they're 4 feet wide by like 8 feet tall, and they're 500 watt panels each. So that's a lot of power. And then they're bifacial, which means bifacial.
Both sides.
Yeah, it means it powers from the front and it powers from the back. Now, if you remember what we talked about on the inside, if you have like these white rocks back here, this is a bifacial panel. The sun is shining down and hitting the back of the rock, or hitting the rocks in the back. But now, if this was bifacial, some of this ray from these rocks, the reflection off the rock, will bounce up and hit the back of the panel, and be charging that way too. But if you had the panels more at a vertical angle like this, so now it's getting direct sunlight right on it, and then when the sun comes over it and behind it, it can charge behind it as well as reflect off those white rocks in the back.
How much was that?
This particular panel here, I think you can get for about maybe $700 or some change. These kind of panels are not inexpensive, but you can get some that are cheaper. But depending on the wattage that you get, this is I think a 420 watt panel. But you can get 220 watt panels that's going to be cheaper. So again, you want to try to get the panel that sort of suits the needs that you have.
Right.
Sure.
Could you talk a little bit about the batteries, the backup batteries that we're talking about, the extra batteries?
What do you want to know?
They connect to this.
Yeah, you can. So this particular one here, you can connect 2 batteries to it. If you look at the side over here, there's a port. There's 2 ports. And you plug extra batteries into it. So.
But you have to know how to set up the batteries, put the wires, and.
It's 2 cables. It's a wire from the battery to the port. That's it. And you have a 1 cable per battery and per port.
So what kind of batteries are you talking about?
The ones that match this.
The ones that match that. Okay.
Yeah, you can't just buy any battery and connect to it. You have to have this company's battery.
I see.
And it's that way with all the other brands. So it takes that company's batteries to plug into. Now, having said that, there's a way that you can do it, but I prefer not to get into that. But that's a whole another thing. But anyway.
Put the batteries on that.
But anyway, so that sort of, this is getting hot. See, this is why you don't want to set this kind of stuff out in the sun, because it's getting real hot now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're getting hot too.
Yeah, we can take this back inside now.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Reggie, ETV.